Okay, so now we have third equation, and when we get a third equation like this, we always take this number on that side of the equal sign. So let's do that. So it's a 2, the sign changes. Now we're gonna square both sides because we know to get rid of the square root, we must square both sides. We should know this by now. We've been doing this. So we're left with the x plus 5, the square root falls away, and this will be a 4. Then we bring the 5 over, x equals minus 1. That's straightforward. Number 2, what we're going to do now is, again, we take over this to this side. So what basically saying is we have 1/3 on one side. So this third must stay on that side. So this will stay behind while these go over to the other side. Okay, and we have it as x plus 2. Okay, so what do we do now? We square both sides. So when we square both sides, we are left with x plus 5 equals x plus 2, x plus 2 equals x squared plus 2x plus 2x plus 4 x plus 5 equals. So we have a square now. So what we're going to do now is factorize. So we factorize, every other side is equal to 0. We left with x squared. The 4x minus this x over here is a 3x. This 4 minus that 5 leaves us with minus 1. So now what we do is what we're going to use here is this formula of x equals minus b plus minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Then our x1 is going to be 3,303, and then our x2 is equal to 0,303. So our next step, so after you get these answers, right, after we get this x value and this x value, we must substitute this value separately into the given equation. When we do that, so I hope everyone can see this. So there is the 0,303. If you round it to decimal places, when I put this answer directly into this equation here, I hope everyone can see it, I get 0. So that means this answer works. We are testing now. So let's see when we do the other one, when we do this 3,33, actually negative. When we do this negative 3, comma 303. Because yeah, I typed it in a calculator and I'm getting that answer over there. Oh no, it's the plus now. Should be negative. So I'm getting this answer over here. Negative 3,303. When I type this in a calculator and I press equal, I get this answer. And it's not 0. It should be 0. That means that our test our test is saying only x2 equals 0,303. We have to test it. We have to test it. This could be 1 mark in your exam, but we have to test what we are doing. As you can see, only this answer, only x2 will work and give us the 0, not this x1. Okay, this next question is a bit more tricky. So we must apply some mathematic rules. So what we're gonna do is we see that we have a fraction. We have the numerator, the denominator is the same as this over here. But we don't want a fraction when we're dealing with thirds like this. So what do? We are going to multiply with the denominator throughout the entire equation. So what does that mean? If we multiply the denominator with this fraction here, we are left with 1 plus x plus 2, because if we multiply the same thing with the same thing with the same square root, the same square root with the same square root, the square falls away and we're left with just the inside of the house. Over here we're left with this x plus 2. Okay, what do we do now? Now we simplify. So this 1 plus that 2 is x plus 3, and we're left with 3 x plus 2. So what do we do now? Now we do the same thing we did before. When we have it in the form we want, as you can see here, is a square root there, and then we have the x plus 2. Here we have an x plus 3 and a square root that side. And we square both sides, and we square both sides. So now we're going to square both sides here, including this 3 here. Because we can't do anything with it, we can't divide with it, because we don't want a fraction when we're dealing with thirds. So then we are left with, let's just simplify this quickly. So this is x plus 3, x plus 3 equals to 9, x plus 2 equals x squared plus 3x plus 3x plus 9 equals to 9x plus 18. Again, we have an x squared, so we're going to factorize now. That means everything on one side is going to be 0. The x squared there. Here we have 6x minus 9x equals to minus 3x. 9 minus 18 is minus 9. So again, we have to use the quadratic formula. X equals minus p plus or minus p squared minus 4ac equals to 2a. Then our x1 will be 4, 854. Our x2 will be negative 1, 854. So what do we do now? We test both answers. We did it over here. We put the whole decimal. We can't just put the small decimal here. You must put the entire decimal you get from this quadratic equation. Then you substitute that entire answer into. So over here, like I showed you guys, you just press that AN is at the bottom because you want that entire decimal, the long decimal, we want the entire answer in here so we can get the accurate answer. Then we should get a 3 when we punch this entire decimal, continuing, because we run it off to 2 decimal places. But decimal continues, but we want to capture the entire decimal, substituted in here, substituted in the x there, in the x there, and we should get 3. And then when we test both these answers, both is correct. Okay, the next question. These are the next questions, and as you can see, we again have a fraction, and the denominator is the same as this number here. So what are we gonna do? What we're gonna do is we're gonna multiply with a square root x throughout the entire equation. And when we do that, we are left with the 5 minus x because the same square root house multiplied the same square root house will eliminate the square root and we left with just a number inside. Then we are left with this side is an x like that multiplied x plus 2. So if we know our rules, it is saying that now we have a bigger house and it's x plus 2 like that. Then here we have still a 5 minus x. Okay, so again now we have the equation in the form we want. We have a square root one side and an equation like this on this side, like 5 minus x on this side. So now we're gonna square both sides. I hope you can notice that the rules are the same. The methods we are using is exactly the same that is being doing for the previous question. So what does it look like now? What it looks like now is we have a 5 minus x and a 5 minus x equals x, x plus 2 equals x squared multiplied in plus 2x. Then 25 minus 5x minus 5x plus x squared. This will equal x squared. We put the 0 on one side because we're going to factorize now. This equals plus x squared. Okay, let's do it like this. So plus x squared and net x squared will cancel because when it comes over, it's going to be minus x squared. This is minus 10x minus 10x minus 2x minus 10x minus 2x minus 12x plus 25. Then these will cancel like this. Those will cancel. Then we're left with Then x equals 25 over 12. That's our final answer. So usually we factorize whenever x squared, but both x squareds cancel. So now we can just solve x for that value over there. Okay. Okay, so again we have a fraction and we don't want a fraction. So what do? We multiply with the denominator. And then we're left with a 12 minus 6 3x minus 2. This multiplied that 0 will still stay 0. Okay, now we bring over this. It becomes 6 3x minus 2 over 12 equals. Okay, what do we do now? Now we can divide the 6 actually, and then we can left with 2 3x minus 2. So we have a square root house here, and we have a number. Again, we square both sides. We left with a 4 here, and a 3x minus 2 that side, 3x here, 2 comes this side, so 6x, and then let's divide by 3 is a 2. Straightforward. So now for this last one here, we don't do anything right now. What we do first is we bring these guys that side of the equal sign. Then we have x minus 1. Okay, what we do now is we have a square root out again, and then we have x minus 1 on this side. Then we square both sides. We square both sides. Then we left with a 3x minus 5 there, and then x minus 1, x minus 1 equals x squared minus x plus 1 equals x squared minus 2x plus 1 x minus 5. Then we're going to factorize again because we see that there's a squared here, an x squared, so an x squared 3, so it's minus 2x minus 3x. So this minus 2x minus 3x is minus 5x. This plus 1 plus that 5 is a plus 6. So now we can factorize this one nicely actually. And it's going to be the factors are, it is going to be a 5 and a 1. So this is a negative there. No, it's not actually, it is a 3 and a 2 because what we multiply here, we multiply 3 and 2 together and must give us a 6, a positive 6. And the combination of these numbers, when we add them, must give us a negative 5. So it's going to be like that. So our x1 equals to 3 and our x2 equals to 2. When we put this 3 into that x and that x there, it must give us a 0. When we put this 2 into that x and that x must give us a 0. And when we test it, both is correct. We must physically put those numbers in the calculator to test it. Then we can state this here at the bottom. Okay. So, what have we noticed? For these equations specifically, we don't want a fraction. So, number one, don't want fraction. Number two, multiply equation with denominator. They multiply the entire equation with the denominator. Then number three is let us say with this one over here. Um, Let us say like this. Um, keep one square root house on one side of equal sign. Then what can we say the next one is number 4. Then we can say square both sides. Then number 5 is factorize or simplify. I'm saying simplify because here both x squares cancelled, so we didn't factorize, we just simplified nicely. Then the others we all factorized. That's why we didn't factorize, we just simplified nicely. Then here we only have one x value, so we didn't test anything. Here we didn't test anything also because it's only one x value. But okay, let's say number 6 is test x values if more than one x value. And there we have it. Once again, this method is constant throughout the entire video. So we want one squared house on one side, one squared house on one side, one squared house on one side. Then we square both sides. Again, also we don't want a fraction, so we multiply with the denominator. Then we factorize. Then we test, or we simplify. These steps will be the same throughout the entire. Whenever they ask you a third question, it will most likely always be like this. They can't really ask you any any real funny way or anything. But if you stick to this method, you have a good chance of getting it correct. A very good chance. Because as you can see, the steps is quite similar. You must just be able to figure out which to do first. When you see the equation given, you don't want a fraction, you don't want a fraction, you want one squared off on one side, and divide if you can. If you can't divide, like here we could not divide, here we could not divide with this 3 because we don't have any number here to divide with. So we kept it and we squared that number also to give us a 9. But here we could divide because there's a number there. There isn't an x that will restrict us from doing it because we don't want a fraction. We never want a fraction. So, okay, these steps will guide you. So follow these steps and you should not go wrong. Sometimes you must play around with it, which to start with first, and then once you get going, you will figure it out. You will figure it out.